Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Just keeping you updated if you're following the build. Hope you're enjoying it. So today we are just going to, I've just started. So I've sent a load of pictures to Christian at Firefly Speed Shop. And he's kindly agreed to spray it for me. So we're going to take it up there in December, which is a couple of weeks. I'm just cutting in some Aerocatches into the back. Now obviously you can see that they were back here, but my wing sits right where that is, so I've just got to move them forward. Making a bit of a bracket which I've got here. It's just trial and error really. It's without Mark here and his advice, I'm just sort of winging it really. So that's going to fit on there, and then the boot should slot onto it. Other things that I've done over the last couple of days is managed to find my accelerator pedal, which was missing for a while. I fitted one of these little heaters here, don't know if you can see that. Just waiting for a few fittings to come through for the bulkhead, so I can bolt it through, and it runs off the engine cooling as normal. Fitted the battery in place. My fire extinguisher is out of date, so I've got to buy a new one of those. When I say out of date, it's over 10 years old, so this is obviously last time it was in competition was way over 10 years ago, I should imagine. Fitted the bumpers on. Mark, my brother's not too keen on these, but I think they fit really well to hold the bumper on, and the same with the front here. And it's solid, to be fair, so I might put another two there, which I did actually steal the idea from Dango. So I went up Matsuri the other week and grabbed a passenger ride with him, and noticed that he's got two of these button push releases on his bumpers, and I thought, oh, that might be good. But I've actually been kicking this morning, and it is absolutely solid. So I just might need some couple of cable ties on each side just to hold it in place, unless they do, in case they do release. But yeah, comment below if you've got any better ideas, but I think it's pretty good. Obviously the back axle's all in, as you saw in the last one. Front wheels, I've just bought some. They've got 25mm spacers. That wing's not on properly, but I've got some 25mm spacers on there at the moment. I've just bought some 30mm, so that should bring the wheel out to the arch. Decided this is the engine that come with it. Now, I have been toying with the idea of putting an LS3 in, which eventually I probably will do, but prices have gone through the roof, shipping and engines. So this is the engine that come out of it, SR20. Now I think it's fully forged, but I'm not sure. So I've got an engine down there in that door there, which was out of the original 200SX from before. Now I know that's fully forged. Obviously it was in a fire, so I'm not confident it's going to hold. All the springs have been changed, Manley springs, and I've uprated anything that would be ruined, obviously, all the auxiliaries and the intake and all that just thrown in the bin. Whether the engine will hold up, I don't know, but that engine was 570 horsepower before. So in theory, as long as the fire didn't ruin much or warp anything, which it appears it hasn't, I'm just going to bolt it together, take it to Greg at Pro Tuner, and see if it survives the dyno. You know, if the inevitable happens, which it's going to blow at some point, then this engine will then come into play, and I'll stick that in and Yeah, so I'm aiming for around about 400 horsepower if I can. That engine was rebuilt by myself just before the fire. Literally, it was on Greg at Pro Tuners dyno about 2 weeks before the fire, and it made 374 brake, which I was quite chuffed with because that was the only engine I've ever built. It took me a long time and I took my time, and I didn't expect that to survive the dyno, to be honest. So I was chuffed with that. So I've got a bit of confidence in it that obviously it's all been running, but then it's been in a fire. All the bearings look good. Everything that I've stripped down looks in good condition. So yeah, we'll bolt it together and stick some revs through it and see what happens. So yeah, keep in tune, and I'll update you what I'm doing next. Okay, so managed to bolt the wing on, put the Aerocatches in. I'll show you what I did. So they're not screwed in. About to make a bracket. Obviously that one's finished. That one's not finished yet. Riveted it on, solid as a rock, and then I put some rib nuts and just put 2 screws into all that for now. And that is that. So now we're getting a bit of a look on what it's going to look like. Now these wings you can buy in my shop, #66. I'll put the link here. For standard body, really, these have got, obviously I've got over fenders on here, so I had to do a little bit of trimming just inside here and here. With my last one on the 180, I cut it here and down there, and that was fixed to the wing, and then I had this part was fixed to the boot, and obviously I filled in the gaps and had the same panel gap as that, but I didn't want to go to that extent this time. Not overly happy with the fit of the boot overall, but not a lot I can do really. It does fit, yeah, it does fit. It's good enough. Just put some bolts inside so it bolts it in, and yeah. So that's it. Oops a daisy. That's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll keep you updated with what's going on next, and see you next time. Thank you.